people only focus on how to learn English, and we overlook something much more crucial, that is to learn and understand what not to do and how not to practice and which approach not to follow. So that's exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. You see, we get to hear this a lot on how to speak English, but we miss something a lot more essential, right? This essential component of the whole learning process. What do you want to say? That's the bigger question. You need to know something in order to be able to say it, right? You're using the words to say something, right? Language is just a tool to communicate, but what is more important is to know what to communicate. If you don't have a thought, if you don't have any desire, right, or drive to communicate something, how would you be able to say anything? So that is much bigger problem here, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. I think we have a very counterintuitive understanding of the language. We think language is dealt separately from all of its other, let's say, aspects. See, language is used to express, to communicate, right? To learn something and to say something, to express something. Now, people have been communicating, right? Their ideas, their thoughts, their opinions. That's exactly what you need to know about. And for that reason, to do exactly that, you use language as a tool. That's it. So think of it in, this is basically looking at it in a reversal way. You need to know how to say it. Why can't you just focus on what you want to say? Only then you would be able to make your own way, carve your own way on your path to how to say what you want to say. So rather than focusing on language and words and sentences separately, you use them to learn something. You read books, you listen to a lot of people, and that's exactly how it works. So I think this is mostly people ignore this, mostly people overlook this fact that language has been just a medium of communication, right? Communicate to your ideas, your views, your thoughts, your knowledge, and that's what is actually the organic approach to understand the whole, you'd say, utility of the language. So for me, I think English should not be looked as a separate entity, rather they should always be connected to something deeper, right? So let's take an example. This would help you understand exactly what I'm trying to say and where I'm coming from. See, let's say you're interested in something, you want to learn something. Let's say something technical, right? Let's say it is somewhere in the field of IT, right? So now your goal should not be, you should not be focused on the language, as per se, but focus on what you want to understand. Let's say there's a concept, right? And you want to, you want to learn more about it, you want to know more about it. So you just do that, right? And if that knowledge that you acquiring is being, if it is in the English language, you're automatically learning the language. So that is basically how it works. Listen to a lot of people on so many different subjects, read a lot on different many subjects, and honestly speaking, the process will become so automatic you won't even realize it. So language is never been a separate entity, right? It's been it's a small part of a big puzzle. That puzzle is knowledge, that puzzle is education, information. So focus on the information, focus on that message that you want to know more about it, okay? So English, if now this is the, let's say this is, and this is not optional, this is very mandatory that you learn something in English, right? In any whichever language you choose, you must have some basic understanding of the language, and then you learn more and more about the subject. That subject will give you a very specific, we use the word domain specific vocabulary. That vocabulary is basically the language, right? So it's always very specific. There is no English that you can use in every situation. If you are good at, if you're interested and you have more knowledge about tech, you would be able to talk about that. If you are good at any other subject, you would be able to talk about that. But if you ask a technical guy to speak on biology or other science, it would be you won't be able to get what you would expect them to speak, right? Because they don't have that specific vocabulary and that specific language for that subject. So it's not a matter of knowing language as a whole, but to know where it fits into your interests and what you want to do. So I think that would be it. And as you know,